Hey guys, welcome to ESL TV for the ESL Major Series Grand Final. I've just realized that someone has kicked my camera and it's now more pointed off towards the left, so I'm going to fix that in a little while. Maybe I'll just move over a bit more to the right. Joining me, hopefully, if everything's worked out, is Deman.
Hello!
Oh man,
Yeah.
It's awesome to have you back, Deman. Been working away like a slave in a real job, earning the monies and all that kind of thing. But we're going to have Moscow5 versus x6tence, best of 3 for the EMS Finals. And, well, not just for the trophy, but for €2,500 for the winner, €1,500 for second place as well. So a good, cool €1,000 on the line for this game. And before we actually start, I've got a picture that I've got to show before this game. It's an interesting picture, and you don't really want to know how I've got it. But here is a picture of Moscow5 when he was a young Russian man. He actually sent me a link to this picture before the game. And he's like, well, cool. I asked him if I could show it on screen. That is Moscow5 on the left as a young Russian toddler. Looking fine, awesome. I must say. So yeah, just to get that randomness out of the way, I promise that I'm not sure if it's some kind of exhibitionist or what, Moscow5, that he really wanted me to see that one. So I'll just tell these guys that we actually can start. And Moscow5 was actually watching the stream, so he saw himself, had a moment of fame. Must feel awesome now to see himself as a child on TV. But yeah, we're going to be starting off here. As I said, it is going to be best of 3. So first team to 2 wins. Deman, how are things, first of all? How's tricks?
They're not bad, and believe it or not, the UK is really, really hot at the moment, so it's absolutely sweltering in here. But it's great. It's good to be back. It's good to be casting. It's been absolutely ages since I've been casting, and again, a big credit to everyone that sort of picked up the slack in my absence. And I wouldn't say your absence, because you've been doing the Go for LOL Asia and all sorts of things lately. But I've definitely been slacking, and Panky and Quickshot, etc. have all picked up the slack, which is great. It's good to see. I'm a little concerned that this game started, and I can't see any connections. Oh, there we go. Finally, I was a little worried. We are on the new client now, obviously, here in the UK and EU West, I should say, and EU Nordic East. Everybody's in the same thing. As I close LOL recorded just in case it breaks anything. And we're going straight into the picks and bans. But Moscow5 are a team that have been obviously they were knocked out of action after CBIT. Alex was in hospital for around about a month and a half, wasn't it? I think after CBIT. Pretty serious operation, pretty serious stuff. But they are back in action. I believe they came second to CLG the other day in I can't think what tournament it was. It was the Corsair Vengeance Cup.
CVC, yeah.
Yeah. So they've done, they're very good, and it's obviously we're all building up to DreamHack and MLG and Season 2 starting to unfold. So this is sort of like the beginning path, which Moscow5 world champions got a lot to live up to, and x6tence sort of have stumbled their way into these finals. If you actually look at their record, they finished third in the group stage, I think 1-0-3, so they'd only won one game to get there, but then they've just knocked people out through the knockout stages, so it's really good. You can check out the brackets on the Reddit thread that Joe posted out there. If you can't see it, it's pretty much near the top of Reddit for LOL at the moment, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. But picks and bans are underway, Joe. We do have a new champion in here. I believe he is available to them for this one. Obviously there's been a lot of nerfs, a lot of buffs, a few things would have changed. I don't think Alex's currently his beloved Galio has changed a lot. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. He hit, I think it was like he got close to 600 CS in Tuesdays, I believe it was Tuesday's DreamHack qualifiers. They have reached the qualification stages that myself and you will be casting live at DreamHack.
Yeah, if we get our flights booked.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We kind of forgot about them, and Demon's asked today, hey, what about the flight street? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, aren't you kind of like going away? I'm away, so we may need to get these sorted out. The weeks are starting to go a bit quick.
Yeah, and actually I've got a big trip coming up to the west coast of the US, which I seem to have packed so much stuff into the 1 week that I was supposed to be there. It's now 12 days, actually. So I'm excited for all that stuff. I don't want to spoil anything. There was one announcement today about me
catching... Spoil it, you put it on Twitter.
To be fair, yeah, I did. Shoot Mania tournament, and I'll also be stopping by at NLG, maybe, possibly. So anyway, here we go. Then picks have already come in. Ban's already done. Moscow5 banned out Morgana, Karthus, Ari, and Urgot, Jax, and Shen banned out there for Existence. So far, we have Leigh Sin picked, Taric and Varus not locked in just yet, and actually we will switch off there from Varus over on towards Corki.
Yeah, Varus has been one of those interesting new AD champions that have come in that some teams have been really favouring and some just have not. I mean, he's got no escape, which is a big thing for him, whereas you compare it to, say, Corki, obviously you can Valkyrie away. Graves, you can dash away. You can get away with Caitlyn, maybe. You obviously do the knockback, but there's nothing on Varus. But he's got incredible range, should it work out. So obviously if you come to one of those big poke fights, he's brilliant, but I still think Graves and Corki are kind of going to be the spectacular ones. I mean, how's it been for the Asian games? Because I've not really seen them. Have they sort of picked up on these new champions as they've been coming out, or have they been sticking to the old guard?
Well, today was the first time that we actually got to see the new patch. It was before that only on the Lulu patch, and they've been playing a lot of Graves. Actually, today the game World Elite versus Najee and Fire, Graves and Varus were actually banned out in both games. So I'm assuming they were kind of fancying them from that point of view. If we look here, are we going to be seeing a Twisted Fate, which is something I've become more accustomed to seeing these days, actually, than it being such of a surprise over with Go for LOL Pro Asia and Oriana. I think just trying to figure out exactly what they're going to go with. Looks like Olaf may be coming in there. Obviously, Cogmore Janna is going to be the bottom lane for Existence. Irelia is also locked in.
It could be Cogmore mid, you know. We did have Froggen playing for very, very good Cogmore mid the other day. Very strong against, I'm trying to think who it was, but was it Navi? It was in IPL qualifiers. I can't think who it was, but they were playing a very strong Cogmore. Ended up getting banned in the second game. I'm sure someone out there could remind us. In fact, I tweeted about it, which is not so great. Also, want to give a shout out to Miss Nikita, who is watching in Australia. It's got to be, what, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to watch a couple of POMs.
I think it might be even later.
I know, it's insane. I was just like, really? You're going to stay up for it? You know, you could catch it on on replay later on the next day. But no, they are staying up. So some die-hard Aussies out there watching these games. But looking like they're going to go with Oriana in the mid. So an interesting pick straight away. Could well be, I'm guessing it's going to be Leigh Sin in the jungle. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Olaf top. You know, you obviously could have Olaf in the jungle, which is the great thing about this game lately, that there's so many choices out there. And like we said with the Cogmore, could have been mid, is going to be the bottom by the looks of it. It looks like it will be Kassadin, who used to be a flat-out ban for so many months in League of Legends, kind of has been put to the wayside lately, mainly for the fact, you just look at Existence, what they've banned out. They banned out Urgot. They know Genja is super strong down that bottom lane. Jax has been banned out lately because Darian has been incredible on Jax on that top lane, as well as Shen. He got 500 plus CS on Shen the other day, so there's been some pretty incredible stuff. Drop out there, probably going to have a bit of a rune change or whatever they're doing. But yeah, I mean, so they've had to target them bans towards Moscow5, and Moscow5 are one of them teams that for so many months people have just argued about what to ban against them, because you got to think about it. For probably about a month or two after Kiev, Shyvana and Gangplank were just written down insta-ban for them, but now they're available. They didn't actually pick them, so they've still got such a wide choice. And still, for me, Moscow5 are one of those few teams that, even when you say hop onto Alex's stream or something, one of the players stream, he's the only one I know who prolifically streams, you'll see Moscow5 still doing 5v5 team games constantly. It's like, if they're all together, that's what they're doing. They may be arguing like crazy, or they may be really friendly. I don't know. It's in Russian. It all sounds the same. I wouldn't know whether they're arguing or just giving each other a high five in Russian. I really wouldn't know. But they're one of those teams that just, when it comes down to an event, they will practice like crazy. And online, they try things, and it's great to see. So if you watch Alex's stream, you'll see them try things. He will be, I don't know, there'll be some weird support lanes there down the bottom there. I think we've saw recently, didn't we see a Fiddlesticks bottom lane as well? As when Gossip Pepper's actually had a lot of connection issues in the last few games, which has been a bit of a worry. Hopefully they won't have any problems within this game. And he's obviously, he got replaced in that one game, and they had that Fiddlesticks down the bottom, which was, it worked out very well. Fantastic for them. Existence coming into this one. You know, the Spanish team, I'd heard rumours that they'd actually split up. In fact, it was Fnatic, HX Harry, that was trying to tell me they'd split up, and then I was like, oh, best check this. But no, here they are.
Well,
It's a full team, and they're all still together.
€2,500. I think even if they have split, they were like,
even if
well,
they're
you know
arguing.
what?
Yeah.
We can just play that game probably and pick up €500 a piece for that one. We're actually just waiting for one player from Existence who seemed to have disconnect there in the end of the bans and picks. So he should be in just a second. But Deman, what do you think to the new update? Because it's new out for us here today. I suppose you've not even had a chance to actually
Yeah,
play
you're gonna
it.
ask me. I mean, I've literally clicked watch on a replay just to check it worked. That's all I've done. I literally got home 10 minutes before this match was due to start. So yeah, I've really not been able to look at it. From what I've seen of certainly the videos and the streams that I've seen, the graphics look fantastic. It's a new update. The Ashe animation looks brilliant, which I'm really happy about because it's one of those characters that obviously, I guess anyone that sort of started from the beta onwards pretty much has played Ashe, has played Ashe pretty solidly, probably got a few skins for her as well, which I have. I'm hoping the Queen Ashe skin's probably been updated decently this time because it was still pretty crap, I always thought. But it's I'm guessing, you know, they've updated all these standards, and it, judging by the Reddit threads, etc., everybody's really happy that the fact that, you know, they've all gained 30, 40. Some of them, I saw someone post they got 567 FPS or something like that. I'm not sure if the monitors quite go to that level, but or your eyesight can even handle that level, in fact. But yeah, no, it looks really good, and it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, the rank changes that they've brought in as well. They've had the duo queue rank changes, etc., that have gone in there. There's all sorts of changes, same as the normal queue. And actually, I'm not sure if that one went in. Did it? The 4-player normal queue, the way they kept it, I'm not sure if that one went in. That may have slipped into the next patch. I haven't fully read the patch notes. There's so many things that come out with these patches. You just can't keep track of them all and when they actually come through. But and interesting to see that the fact that this new Darius, which for me, anyone English, I think anyone English that's reasonably old, always thinks of the pop idol Darius. that's all I saw as soon as I saw it. Yeah.
God,
I know exactly.
I forgot about that guy, but thanks for reminding me. What an absolute moron!
He's apparently some classical singer now. I looked at it the other day. But yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "What, Darius? What? Hang on a minute. What are they on about? Oh, it's a new champion. Oh, Christ. Okay, so they've named it after that." But you know, we've seen immediately. You saw Chaos and Guardsman Bob doing a pentakill on the first day of release.
Yeah.
So that always kind of sets alarm bells off for me. But there's also a lot of people out there that have said, you know, he's got no escapes, so therefore he's very strong if you can commit all in. But I don't know. We're not going to see him in this game, at least the first game. This is a best of 3 as well for anyone that's just tuned in. So the first game of a best of 3. So definitely a second game, maybe a third one to come. But anyway, just going back to the bans, these have sort of become the new common bans. A lot of people have been talking about Ari as pretty much one of the insta-win champions lately, I guess you could say, because I think everyone's just sussed her out so easily, and it is really, you know, that she's got mad dash potential, you know, cover that ground, a bit like I guess Akali was when Akali first came out. Everybody suddenly went, wow. This and Westeros obviously went on a crazy spree and became famous for it. Ari's sort of become that new sort of can catch you and you can't escape it. But interesting to see these two teams, Joe, how they're going to line up, how Existence are going to fare against the mighty Moscow5.
Yeah, and a few people are actually asking, who are Existence? Who are these guys? We've not really heard that much from them. Actually, we did see them previously. I'm not sure if it was 100% this lineup, to be honest, but at least certain members of them were part of the MYM team. Obviously, then they left or whatever really happened there. And then they went over. Existence is a Spanish team, a long-standing Spanish team, lots of sponsors and what have you. Always were famous for their CS team back in the day. Had a couple of Quake players as well. But yeah, I guess the names that you'll really remember in this one would be Bebetta and Barbecue. They were the two that certainly I've casted more than the rest of them as well. So, you know, they've got through to this EMS Grand Final.
They're pretty close with Fnatic as well. I mean, Samux has stood in for Shuche a good few times, certainly in the tournaments I've covered. And I've seen PK, or Pekka, or whatever you want to call him. I can never know his pronunciation, but he's played for Existence a good few times as well in tournaments. So, you know, they're pretty close ties, the Spanish team and the players.
Well, we're into the delay period. Hopefully everything works out with that one. But yeah, I'm wondering if we are going to see any Darius in these 3 games. Is he that good? You can't really call it on day one, to be quite honest with you. All I could say is that people seem to have mixed opinions. And I actually played, I think, 3 games before, just normal games before the show. And obviously Darius was picked every single time. And people were disconnecting because they didn't get Darius, just as they do on when a new champion comes out. What I saw of him, yeah, looks pretty good, in my opinion. Whether he's going to be too strong or too weak or whatever, that's something that we're going to find out a little bit later on down the line. Yeah, Deman, we have a lot of tournaments coming up in a not so greater space of time. Obviously, DreamHack qualifiers going on right now. Next weekend is then MLG. Well, actually, it's in 2 weekends. To be quite precise, and then the weekend after that is going to be DreamHack. So, a lot of action for League of Legends coming up, and excited to see how these 2 tournaments pan out. Because online stuff you can't ever 100% trust it, in my opinion, in terms of how to gauge these teams. Because playing on LAN, playing on a big stage, really makes a big difference. And I'm interested to see which teams kind of take their good form from offline and do well in the online. From online, well offline is what
exactly.
I was trying to get.
And there's a good few European teams. You got your CLG, EU, Navi, Absolute Legends. These guys all want to be at that grand finals in season 2, and none of them have points. So they're all big things. Yep. I mean, CLG and AL are both going to Anaheim, MLG Anaheim. I would expect them to qualify for DreamHack as well. You got Meet Your Makers as well in there, the possibility to pop through. XHCL have qualified through as well. I saw they beat Navi the other day. Navi obviously won the TSM tournament. There's so many big teams. And honestly, still for me, the European teams are the best in the world at the moment, because you've had such a strange few weeks for the US teams that are just, it actually boggles my mind some of the changes that actually happened over there. Voyboy joining CLG, Saint Vicious going to Curse. These changes made no sense to me. And then obviously Crumbs switching across to Dignitas, who I assume is now going to be the top player. I've not actually had a chance to read his interview. I was meant to be sort of on a show with him on Monday, but obviously I wasn't here, so didn't get a chance to speak to him and query the madness that has prevailed. I've not really had a chance to speak to Scara at all either and see, catch his thoughts on the whole Voyboy situation. But Voyboy's only 16. These things, you can easily get turned. I don't know what will have caused the changes. I've heard stuff in the background which I don't really want to repeat of why things happened. It's all very peculiar, but in terms of Team Silent Mid must be sitting so happy right now, because there's been talk of them being lazy or whatever lately, but honestly, they must be so happy. They must be so far ahead as the top team in America right now. But the question is, how are they going to compare to the European teams? Because in their own tournament, they didn't look that strong, and still the Moscow5s of the world, the COGs, the Navis, they've all looked incredible. Absolute Legends, of course, have all looked incredible. But these teams all need points. Not one of them has got points. Obviously you've got your TSMs of the world sat on these huge amounts of points from winning IPL, but all these really top European teams with 0 points because they've had so many structure changes. Obviously, the great debacle of CLG not going to Kiev, etc. That many months ago now. God, that was back in January already. That's 4 months ago, Joe. Jesus, time is going very quick for LoL, and the tournaments, October's going to come around very quickly for us, I think.
Yeah, and those Season 2 finals aren't going to take long to come around. Actually, it's just 2 weeks, and DreamHack and MLG are both going to be out of the way, so a real entertaining season coming up for us as we kind of ramp it up towards those season finals. Let's give you a quick rundown of these 2 teams. For Moscow5 on the blue side in game number 1, we have Gosu Pepper on Taric, Alex on Oriana, Genja on Corki, Diamond on Lee Sin, and Darian on Olaf. And for Existence, we have Samex on Irelia, Babetta on Janna, Morden on Nocturne, Barbecue on Cogmore, and Exeter on Cassadin. Pretty standard start here. No early invasions. Playing safe from the start of this best of 3, Deman.
Yeah, and Lee Sin obviously starting at the red, as he would do. This time, obviously, Nocturne did start at the blue, so there goes Lee Sin picking up the red. The blue buff goes to Morden. So, we may see Barbecue getting a little poke on him here. He does get the dazzle. Don't think Genja's really going to do a great deal of damage. In fact, Ghostly Pepper came out a lot worse than that one down the bottom there, taking a good couple of shots in the backside from Barbecue. So Barbecue and Janna, like you say, down that bottom lane. But the Tariq Corky lane is a strong one. In fact, both these lanes really very, very strong. But I expect Genja certainly to be applying the pressure a little more than he has done so far. In the middle, I'm not too sure how this one's going to go out. x6tence versus Alex. Alex, we've seen. I would definitely rate Alex up there as one of the top APs in the world, alongside Frog and maybe, I guess you could argue, maybe some of the Koreans or Chinese would be up there as well. Honestly, at the moment, I'm not overly impressed with some of the American mids at the moment. They've been a little bit ropey, although I hear Reginald did play fantastic the other day. Meanwhile, at the top there, Darian is going to get dived on. The fear will go off, but he will walk in towards the tower. He's going to turn around and put a bit of damage down to Morden. He's also going to get Diamond Procs coming in. Can Diamond manage to get onto Morden? I think if he'd have realised how low he would have gone, he definitely would have gone for it. Now he puts the Q down, goes for Samex, and instead dashes away to Diamond Procs, to Darian, sorry. I think they could have got the kill there. I think that was definitely on, but they just didn't realise how low he'd gone.
Yeah, and that was a little bit unfortunate there for Moscow5. That could have certainly turned out different way. I mean, this top lane Irelia versus Olaf, is that going to be an easy lane for Irelia? Probably not. And actually, Diamond Procs is now coming into this one. Irelia going to dash to him and then flash straight out of the way. That was a nice little bit of a move from Samex to stay healthy in this top lane. But we saw that how Diamond Procs, he's hanging around. He's not messing around. He wants to get in for as many ganks as possible on this top lane and make it hard. Nocturne just doing the wraiths there. This middle lane as well, Orianna versus Kassadin. How will that work out in the long run of things? As you said, Alex definitely up there with the AP carries that you'd call the best in the world. How will x6tence deal with him? That's something we're going to find out.
Indeed, he's very low on mana though, Alex, at the moment, so he's just down to straight Q poke on x6tence, but x6tence's not got a great deal either himself. It's very mana intensive Orianna in the first few levels. Alex, as you can see by judging by the health bar on both of them, they've obviously had a good poke between each other. And Diamond Procs would have wanted to get a kill there. Obviously, as Leigh seen, can be very aggressive. You can see that Morden possibly coming around the backside of Orianna here in the middle. Alex might be in trouble. He is also very low. He's going to have to dash for those bushes. He has got Leigh coming in support now. Leigh will get the shield on him and try and get a bit of a Q kick. Hadouken, Fireball, whatever. He's been called all sorts lately, hasn't he, in the last few months. But I think we'll just stick to its real name, which is the Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike. It's what Riot chose. Meanwhile,
it's Q.
Yeah, it's Q, indeed. Meanwhile, down the bottom, everybody knows what Q means. It knows what the skill it is you're going for. Gosu Pepper and Genja have pushed up on Barbecue down this bottom lane, trying to force it onto the tower. But Barbecue's doing a good job at keeping the CS on, keeping it away from the tower, making sure he gets those last hits in, and doesn't get harassed by Genja either. Back up towards the top. Samex is going to get a bit dash on there. Actually took a big beef of damage there from Darian. Darian managed to land his reckless swing just before Samex managed to get the stun on him there. Less than ideal for Samex, but Samex still hasn't gone back. He's just used his last health pot. Meanwhile, Darian has got a health pot left, so still managing to stick it down the bottom lane. You can see Morden coming across. He's going to try and get the fear across on Gosu Pepper. Gosu Pepper does flash away. The fear does turn him in towards Barbecue. Barbecue surely going to get the last hit. It will be first blood, and that will be the ideal person. Cogwell picking up the kill. Genja could do nothing really, just sit and watch and try and carry on about his business. So a good first blood, and Morden is not going to finish there. Yeah, the pings go down. They realise he's going around, and he may well get caught out there. Alex was taking a think about going down towards the red there, and he is looking at maybe going down there. Yeah, he's going to try and catch him out. Realises he's going to be down that bottom lane, so he may go looking for a kill there, Joe.
Yeah, and it really surprised me the way this is going. Actually, we are going to see them dive in up towards Samex up at top, and surely he's going to go down from this one. Will dodge around. Turret is currently hitting Diamond Procs, and Darian's chasing him, and they are going to get in there. It's Diamonds that actually picks that one up. Darian will escape, taking a bit of damage in the process, but we can see that Morden down low, struggling as well. He's going to run in towards the turret. He has the minions there, luckily enough for him. And now we have Alex coming down. Will x6tence be able to cause any problems here? Doesn't look that way, but to be honest, Gosu Pepper round about half HP. They could well make their move in for this one. Barbecue's just actually pulled the turret there, which was something less than ideal. But what my point was that There's not many wards around for Moscow5 at the moment. They would have seen Nocturne coming down earlier if they had, you know, a ward. Just our ward. Didn't even need to be some kind of strange ward or anything like that. Just our ward in that south side of the river would have helped them out. Didn't have that one. Obviously, Irelia dying eventually up at top. Not too much, even if you'd seen him coming. You know he's going to dive in on you anyway. Not much you can do. But we are at 1-1. Moscow5, though, do have a little bit of a goal advantage. Round about 400. Gosu Pepper just trying to troll Barbecue down in his bottom, trying to stop him go home as often as possible. But this top lane now for Samex, after dying and after the kill, you know, the assist, sorry, has gone over onto Olaf, who's now got the Giant's belt already. That top lane is going to become a lot harder for Samex. You can see there, just one reckless swing and takes a massive chunk of health.
Yeah, he was already struggling, and then obviously that death's not going to help him at all. So you can see he went to go to Doran's Blade, so he's trying his best to stick in there, get a bit of damage out as well. Meanwhile, x6tence has just picked up the blue buff. I should say Extermin, isn't it? I think was his full name. Actually, he may have had used to have a longer name than that as well. He's just abbreviated it to x6tence. There's a few players that actually I've noticed have abbreviated it. I was talking to Panky about it just the other day. Certainly Navi, Nesrilas 42 didn't it used to be? I think San Manchian as well. The good old German thing, whatever it was. But
actually, I also learned, you know, when you go to bed and you wake up, you have sleep in your eyes. The stuff that's also called San Mention in Germany.
Oh, you learn a new thing every day, you see. And you can also check out on YouTube Joe doing a full-on German interview. I was very impressed.
I was proud. I was proud of myself.
A proud moment in your life. But 1k goal difference here. So Moscow5 are farming off a little bit better. Samex is really getting quite low up this top lane. I would not be surprised about to see Diamond to dive in here. Is he going to teleport in time? I think the minions are not going to get pushed there in time, so Diamond's just wasting his time. You can see Nocturne hovering around the middle lane as well. Possible chance for Alex to be dived on, but looking like he's going to be quite safe with that one. Extermin not being able to cause any harass. Diamond Proc's going looking to see if he can get any invade, but there's nothing. It's been completely cleared out already by Morden. So Morden continuing his path. Dragon obviously has not been touched yet. We are 9.5 minutes into this, and again there's no ward on the river. We can see Morden coming straight down to the bottom lane. Gosu Pepper and Genja completely unawares. He does dive on towards Gosu Pepper this time. Can he manage to catch him? He will get the fear. And you can see Morden had to back away this time. Howling Gale does manage to catch on towards Gosu Pepper. Barbecue, surely can he get the shot? No, but Gosu Pepper may well go down. A great ulti there from Babetta, saving Barbecue. Genja nearly finishing him off. Now he's got Leigh and Alex each coming in support, but they're going to back away to that turret. They're going to try and dive on towards Morden, but Extermin has come down to cover it off. Very nice play there from Existence. A lot of teams, a lot of people certainly in the chat had written Existence off way before this game, but we know they are a fantastic team. They've had some great results in the past, and it doesn't surprise me to see them certainly standing their ground against Moscow5 here, and Genja again getting caught in a Howling Gale. He needs to be very careful down this bottom lane, but so far Gosu Pepper's been the one they've picked on. Oh, Dragon.
Yeah, and we can see Dragon. He's being done here. This is a risky move from Moscow5. 2 men on the Dragon. Actually, Kassadin is coming in. We are going to be seeing... wow, Alex just used his ulti there. I'm not sure he meant to really do that one. Diamond Prox is going to get jumped on. Alex surely in trouble as well. He is going to flash over. But actually, Irelia was already in there. And that's a double kill for Irelia. And, well, if we were talking about how hard that lane just got in the top after he went down, it just got a little bit easier with that double kill, bringing Irelia back to 2-1-0. And actually, Existence have a lot of time to chip away on this middle turret. Actually, Morden's got plenty of minions in there, decides, probably with the call from Extermin, not to push that one too heavy. Darian's going back up at top as well. But let's have a look at the CS now. Obviously, it's 4-1 in kills. Around about 1,400 gold is the difference in Existence's favor right now. But in terms of CS, Corki down at the bottom, 72 CS to 68. So a very, very slight lead there. Up at the top, 81 for Olaf to 43 of Irelia. And this is something that, you know, is going to play a big difference coming in there. Actually, we saw earlier on today, which was Najin versus World Elite. World Elite seemed to work well. They were behind 7-1 in kills almost the entire game. This could be interesting, though. Genja going to use his Valkyrie to escape from any problems in that one. But yeah, my point, Najin and World Elite was a super interesting game. World Elite on the back foot the entire second game. And the only thing that they did was out-farm so much. They were 7-1 behind the kills at some point, and they managed to come back and win that game, which just shows the kills don't necessarily mean everything. Gosu going low here. Ulti going to go off again, and he's walked straight into that one, still hanging in there, but it's only one more hit now from this ultimate from Barbecue. Needs to be careful, Gosu will get the heal off, gets hit by another one, and he should just get the hell away from that one. There's no reason for him to really stick around. Meanwhile, up at the top, have we got anything going on? No, we haven't, not quite. And Barbecue and Babetta are at least going to be forced away from that turret for now.
So Alex picking up the race, and like you say, I think he's realised enough's enough there. To go through Pepper, he's like, I can't die a third time. It's not fair on my AD carry. Genja though, maybe giving up on that turret. Meanwhile at the top there, Samox is being rounded up by Leigh Sin. And the Nocturne's going to try and dive in and help him. I'm not too sure it's going to be enough though. Surely Samox is going to go down. They're going to try and dive on towards him. But x6tence will come in. x6tence surely can pick up a double kill here. Darian is going to try and stick it out. Obviously gets stronger and stronger as he lives there, which is why he tried to just duke it out with x6tence. Tried to get that one last hit in. Wasn't quite enough. And actually a straight 1-for-1 exchange in that top lane. But again, it was Olaf that went down. Irelia that went down. Despite picking up the double kill though at the Dragon, that would have helped him quite a great amount. He did pick up the Phage in that, just picked up another Doran's Blade as well. But as you mentioned, he is nearly double the CS now, which could well go a problem later on. Darian is a farming machine, as we've seen in previous games. So certainly can stick about there. Gosu Pepper trying to be aggressive on Babetta here, but he's just not letting him have any of it. It's a great support fight down the bottom there, and I've seen. It's great to see some of the comments on Reddit, etc. You know, of the great support fights that we see. I think x6tence did a great move yesterday. He managed to flash in to secure the kill with the stun yesterday. So it's great to see that. Certainly the spectators are starting to spot these things as well. It's not, not just the APs carries that get the glory moments out there, or the AD carries that pick up those big triple kills, etc. x6tence is starting to cause problems, I feel, in this middle lane. He's been roaming very well. He's been picking up the kills and the assists. He's only 1-0-2. It's not amazing yet, but he's definitely starting to become a problem, as we've seen Kassadin can become so many times in tournaments. But Alex Six at the moment, I expect he's just going to carry on farming. You can see he's got 30 CS lead over x6tence. I guess he's just going to continue on that path. We've seen Moscow5, even in the CBIT semi-finals, they were so pushed against CLG, the North American CLG, so heavily pressed against their base, but they just managed to farm it up. So do not write Moscow5 out off at any point in any game.
Yeah, they're dangerous even when ridiculously behind, and that's one of the things that I feel makes them one of the best teams out there. Certainly, maybe even the best, who knows. That's something that by the end of Season 2 we can talk a little bit more about, maybe. Both AP carries in the middle now, having their blue buff, and as you mentioned, Alex is starting to struggle a little bit there. Obviously, Kassadin, very mobile champion with that Rift Walk, as we see the push coming in now onto top. Morden actually going fairly low in that one, but it's Darian who has to back away there. Again, x6tence now moving in as well. That call came around. Diamond Prox actually is surely going to go down. One more hit. The kill goes in for Morden, and that will be another kill for x6tence here against Moscow5. And as you mentioned, even a lot of people wrote probably x6tence off. They probably only saw the fact that I wrote Moscow5 in that title on Reddit, and not the fact that I wrote versus x6tence, because they are such a big game. Obviously, the champions of the Intel Extreme Masters will no doubt be seeing a lot more of them to come here in Season 2. Darian in this top lane, I want to keep an eye on it because things could change very quickly there. Darian just getting himself a little bit of health back, and he will be safe. But 6-2, it's 2,200 gold difference at the moment, which is still not a lot, Deman, considering how well they're starting to farm up. I mean, if we look, Olaf, who's 1-1-1, compared to 2-2-2 Irelia, at their total gold, you can see that he's still actually in the lead with that one, considering that the Dragon was taken over as well. So that 115 to 81 farm could possibly be showing a bit later on in this game.
Yeah, definitely. So down the bottom, well, while all that happened, actually, Genja nearly got caught out. He had to use his ulti. He's got to be careful down the bottom. There's a four-man team of x6tence diving in around him. He's going to go on towards Gosu Pepper again. That tower's on nothing as well, so the tower could get popped straight away and they could push through. Lost possible dragon attempt will follow this one. Now, I think they're looking like they're getting in position. There it is, just spawned as they were ready and waiting. So great timing from x6tence here. Have managed to take down that support. Going to go for the dragon now. Have to wiped away any vision they had down the bottom there. there, and really Moscow5 can't reply to this one, so it's going to be a free dragon for Existence, or the rest a free dragon. I guess they worked towards it, but it was really very good timing from Existence there to pick that one up. 7-2 the score, and again that just stretches their gold lead that little bit further. Everybody managed to get an assist in there as well, so 1-0-4 now for Exterminate in that middle lane against Alex Hitch, who had just go back and bite. It was all about the timing as well, you know, they happened to just go back at the wrong times, just poke them down at the right moments and just wear them down. But Moscow5 are going to have to sit back and farm a little bit further. They were 1k gold ahead when it was just straight farming in the lane phases. As it is now, you've got to start fearing for them, but Existence are doing a fantastic job at really trying to push the pressure. The question is, can they drive home the big advantages? Can they start invading, getting that red, getting that blue, start to take everything away from Moscow5? Because Moscow5 can struggle against aggressive teams, but if you allow them to farm, they will get back in your faces.
Yeah, and that's something that we've pointed out before, obviously, doing EPS Germany and stuff like that. The difference between a great team and the best teams. And that really shows when you have an advantage, actually, as to whether, as Deman said, you can push that through to make it a victory. And a clean victory, I think, is the real problem, because you give Moscow5 that room to breathe, and, well, they'll probably breathe fire down your neck. That's the big problem with that one. Pepper here actually just camping inside of the brush. Will be spotted, will get the shatter with the stun onto Babetta, but that's going to allow him at least to get away. But Barbecue, I think, feeling comfortable now. 2-0-1, but look at this. They are going to push in. Lee Sin is there. Janna actually uses the ulti to knock Diamond Prox back. And, yeah, Top indeed is going to be put under pressure. Samuel's going low. And he's going to manage to get the kill there onto Darian. And Darian, I am so sure he's swearing in Russian right now. That is one of those moments where you think, I'm so close to this kill. And he dashes straight back on you and takes you down. Unlucky stuff maybe for Darian. Certainly frustrating stuff. And it's 8-2 in kills now.
Yeah, more than warding up the blue there, so they are starting to maybe try and push that advantage, see if they can get in there and steal it away from them. Diamond Prox just having to cover off that top lane. You can see Extermin and Babetta all sat ready and waiting. They have got a good ward there, Moscow5. They're going to be fully aware that what is going on. They're going to realise they're going to try and push that position down, but Genja continuing to keep that farm on down the bottom. 143 CS to 127, so he has that slight advantage, but 2-0-1 says they has the gold advantage. And if we just look at the gold advantage, you can see for just shy of 5,000 gold at the moment for Corki and 5,900 gold for Kog'Maw, so quite a difference between the AD carries already. And again, that middle turret going down there despite the Ariana ulti from Alex. So top lane, Darian returns. And it's interesting, actually, the advantages that teams get these days. They don't always, in the beginning, say in the Season 1 era, and maybe even after it, when you got that advantage, you'd immediately push and take that turret down. Doesn't always happen these days. People are quite happy to just keep that turret there and farm away. Samux now showing his full strength at the top there and actually out damaging Darian now on that top. That could be a quick turnaround there. That is a dangerous time for Darian, and Darian has realised that he's backing away. He has got that Warmogs, but it is only just complete, so there's not going to be much of a build up on it yet. But Samux really completely out damaging there. The Sheen procking as well, I would suspect there, and Darian's realised he's in a little bit of trouble. He's just got to keep timing his reckless swings on Samux there, and Samux obviously realising that backs away, just gets that regen going, because as you know with Aurelia, you can just regen through anything, even starting with 3 hit points. You just work your way through it. I feel these are going to go knocking back and forward. Darian's going to try and go for it onto Samux. Samux is trying to bide his time. Can he try and get the stun and do a bit more damage on him? No, he's just going to have to back away. Realise he does not want to mess with a ulted up Darian there, and wisely chooses the moment to back away. Meanwhile, the rest of his team have been back and bought. Let's have a look, see what they've going on. Needs the large rod and rod of ages now on Extermin, and Extermin is heading towards that top lane, Joe.
Yeah, we'll see how he deals with this one. Actually, we are going to see Lee Sin moving in from this bottom side as well. This could well go a little bit pear-shaped, I feel, for Moscow5 if they end up diving in there while Exter is there. Actually, they're both going to come back and just back away from this one. Nocturne was there as well. I'm assuming this ward fairly on in the river actually spotted him there coming up. And that will mean that Darian, who actually is going to stay there, and we are going to see them moving in there. Blue is taken by Alex. Morden is actually going to ulti in here. There was Exter Rift walking over the top. This is a very dead Diamond Prox, maybe. Managed to stay alive a little bit longer than he would have expected there. Pepper actually forced to flash over the wall. And they will lose that one man. They've secured their blue, at least, is one thing that they can say. However, how is that going to affect things here? It's 5,500 gold lead and Existence are pushing straight through this middle turret. For me, Existence are very impressive today.
Very impressive indeed. That's going to be 3 towers to 0. Darien did have to back away from that top lane, was a little bit out of position, and cautiously backed away while all that fight was going on at the blue buff, and you can see Alex just clearing that wave. X6tence does back away. He could have stuck around there. They are going to steal the Wraith away as well, which Alex tried to sneak and try and steal at the end there, but Genja returns back to the bottom lane. We haven't seen Moscow5 in a full team fight yet, so they haven't really got involved as a 5 yet, so they're just going to continue on their farming path, which is what they're going to have to do. They're sort of gone into a turtle state now. They're going to have to try and fend off as much as possible. X6tence will pick up this blue buff, and meanwhile Darien is continuing to push this top lane. He's now building up towards, looks like an Atmos possibly going to come out, the usual Atmogs following. Samux back up the top lane, hasn't completed that Trinity Force yet, so hasn't been back to bite. Maybe sat on a chunk of gold there actually, yeah, 1300 gold on him, so he will go back. Let's have a look towards this middle, because Janna was heading up the river. I wasn't sure whether he was going to go straight naked and help that river and try and ward it up, the traditional just getting caught out by the supports, but the dragon has spawned, which is why they're going for it. Alex, you just saw him fail. Was it the ulti fail, or?
Diamond actually kicked Barbecue through the wall. He was so dead as well. They'd sandwiched him in that bottom brush, and yeah, he just got kicked through the wall, and Barbecue's thanking his lucky stars for that one.
They are trying to set and measure up for this dragon. I think Moscow5 might pick this one up. It don't look like, yeah, they're going to say Existence don't seem to be really in a position to deal with this one. So the first dragon for Moscow5, 2 for Existence so far, and there you go, more than just going in to reset it and clear out the ward at the back there, why not, while you do it. But yeah, that ulti kick actually, you've seen it a few times, sit with the headbutt as well, the headbutt pulverized. If that goes wrong, sometimes you see people get headbutted through a bush, and you just think, oh, it's just one of those things. Sometimes it can work, sometimes if you get the combo not quite right, it backfires horribly on you. Let's have a look down that bottom. Barbecue didn't go back, so he's continuing to farm up. We did just go Phantom Dancer with that Wriggles, as opposed to Genja, who looks like he's going straight Infinity Edge. Meanwhile, in the jungle there, they are going to dive in towards x6tence. x6tence may well flash through this one, but he is feared up at the moment, gets caught with the Howling Gale, will just about get the flash through in time, but X6tence follows him through with that ulti. Gosu also getting dived on by Morden there. The fear proc will not go off. He's going to get his interrupted by Diamond Procs there. Tries to fear on towards Diamond Procs.
Genja.
Meanwhile, they turn round on towards Genja, and Genja gets popped off there as he tries to Valkyrie across that wall, but it's not enough to get away from X6tence. And I think it was actually Barbecue that got the final shot as well. That may well open up this middle turret. They realise that, yeah, the minions, they've just pinged it and they're going to try and tank it up. I'm not sure that's the right choice. Yeah, they need to back away from this one. Babetta does get stunned, but had just about got outside of that tower range. Meanwhile, Samux and Darien continue to exchange blows at the top, Joe.
Yeah, a bit of a crazy exchange up here. Obviously, Darien... Oh, they are. This is going to be bad news for Darien. He's going to have 4 of them actually coming up there. Extra down at bottom as well. Almost managing to take out Gosu. Pepperam split where to look, but it's obviously going to have to be up here against Darien. He goes down. Let's have a look at the bottom just in time to see Extra dive in there. We did have Ignite running on him, and, well, he got hit by the turret as well. But so far, for Existence, this is almost a flawless performance. I mean, 36,500 gold to almost 29, 13-2 in kills. It's Irelia, obviously, that died a couple of times, once to Olaf, once to Leigh Sin after they dove. So there's not really been many points that you could say about Existence here. They've not done that well, because so far it's been really, really great. If you look down the CS, 180 for Olaf, 145 for Irelia. That's obviously not the optimal position for Irelia to be in. And Corki 197 to Cogmore's 190. So they're even, except the fact that Cogmore is 401 and Corki 010. Currently Cogmore got BF Sword with that Wriggles Lantern plus a Phantom Dance already finished, and Corki Infinity Edge done, along with a double Doran's Blade. If we look towards the middle two, 162 for Cassidy to 243. Alex Itch is in all kinds of trouble. Actually, he's going to put his ulti down there, but that's not going to save him from that at all. And to be honest, Gosu Pepper could possibly dead as well. Will use his flash to get over the wall. He is running, but I can't see him really getting anywhere near safety. No, he's not going to. Irelia will take him down, and look at this. Existence turns straight back around, head up towards Baron. Actually, Darien and Diamond Procs are doing blue buff right now, but the question is, will they even go around for a pickup on this Baron? We do have Smite available for both junglers, so maybe they will have a look for that one. But to be quite honest with you, Existence are seemingly set in their ways. Darian will actually get pushed here a little bit. Ulti will go out onto Diamond Prox, who tries to dash over towards Corki. Not quite enough. Valkyrie's away. Darian is now all alone, 1 versus 5. Actually got Barbecue fairly low there, but this Baron is still available. Corki from a distance, trying as much as he can there with the poke, but he is going to get jumped on by Extermin. Will Extermin be able to finish this one off? Actually, he's backing away now. Will Rift walk over the top? Genja will stay alive, but Baron, I feel, won't at this point. Actually, Orianna is starting to come in. There we go. Baron is finished off by Existence, and Genja needs to get the hell away from that situation. And again, just great play from Existence. They've still only lost those two kills, both of which were with Aurelia. That was the early advantage I felt as well for Olaf. However, he's now 6-2-4, Trinity Force finished, and I'm assuming sat on a bunch of gold yet. Almost 1,700 gold currently for Aurelia. And at this stage of the game, Demon, it's worth saying that this is most definitely Existence's game to throw away.
Absolutely, throws are going to have to be hard for this one for Existence. About 2k gold difference between each champion now, sort of within the lanes. You can see that Cogmore, yeah, at least 2.5k difference. The junglers 2k. Top lane 2k, so yeah, it's a big difference. So, you know, 2,000 gold is a big chunk of an item. Certainly a good half of a decent recipe of some form. So the damage is going to be massive. You're going to have the Baron as well, and now Genji's in all sorts of trouble. And they've just been caught out of position. That's all that's been happening every time. I mean, that Baron of opportunity all sort of simply came about. Alex got caught, of all people, completely caught out of position. I think this even may get picked up by Barbecue here. Yes, it will do. So Barbecue at Cogmore picking that up. Bottom lane definitely going to be pushed straight along in towards the base. If they do not lose an inhibitor, I'll be pretty well surprised with this Baron, because at 18-2, it is a huge advantage for Existence, and they are just going to tank up that turret. Yeah, and wisely backing away Moscow5 here. They're really going to have to pull off something spectacular to draw themselves back into this one. But it's possible. A good ulti from Orianna, maybe followed up by a crazed Olaf getting in there. But at the moment, Darian is just not with them. He's up the top lane, farming away. Now he's teleported back, but it's all a little too late because they've already dived in there. They're going straight in towards Diamond. Diamond will go down. Ghosting Pepper's going to drop as well. Alex is just about trying to keep them up range there, but he's going to get feared off the way from there by Morden, and they are just going to back up and take down that turret there while they try and harass on Alex. Meanwhile, the turret is being chipped down. They will take down Alex as well. Genji may well try and pick up a kill. No, because he just rift walks away and takes the inhibitor away. And Existence, without losing anyone, without breaking stride, managed to take down that inhibitor without problems. They're going to get a second one as well. This Baron buff has got a good probably 3 minutes left on it. It's only 2.5 minutes, I'd say, left on it. But they will take that inhibitor down, and there we go. They just stroll out the base untouched. And Moscow5 suddenly realise they're going to have a game on their hands if they want to win this €2,500. It is not going to be easy. Existence are looking very strong already. A bit of a wake-up call, I feel, for some of these players.
Yeah, certainly. And for all those people in chat wondering, why are Moscow5? I've seen a couple of comments already. Losing to a random team. Existence are by far and away not a random team. They are a damn strong team. I mean, if you look at the elos of some of these guys, I think we're higher pretty much across the board. Maybe not quite for Alex, because we know Alex likes to farm his elo to as much as he can every day. But still, 21-2. That is a big one-sided thing. In terms of this match, 48,000 to 35,000 gold. Aurelia just going home, and to be honest, the start of the game, I thought Aurelia's going to get absolutely mauled in this top lane, and it started that way as well. Olaf having a really great start to things, getting some good ganks from Leigh. They dove for the first kill actually up there, but now Aurelia's 7-2-5, and this is where late game she becomes so ridiculously strong. And actually Darian's going to probably have a couple of problems with Barbecue chasing him down. Extermin's going to say hello, and the slow is going to go down from Cogmore, and well, Existence, you can see they're by far and away in the lead this game, but they know when to say stop. And actually, we are going to see the Rift walk in onto Diamond Proc. Surely will go down, just misses the Howling Gale. He actually jumped over on towards that ward there. Alexic going very low as well. It's Samet who's actually in there. Here comes the ulti from Nocturne. This is going to go bad for Moscow5, and it's a triple kill for Cogmore. Other kill went over towards Cassidy. Cogmore is 10-0-5. You don't see that kind of scoreline every day against a team like Moscow5. And well, they are just going to go straight in for these Nexus turrets, and this game should be over here very shortly. Darian just stood behind the Nexus, wondering, well, what do I actually do here? He might as well just run in there and try something. I don't know. What's he going to do with that one? But obviously this Nexus is going to go down, and Existence are going to win match number 1 here in the EMS 9 Grand Final. 1 game away from picking up €2,500 prize money and the gold medal. But overall, just a solid performance. They didn't miss a stride this game.
Yeah, fantastic. And, well, just look at the scores. I mean, it says it all, really. 5-0-15 for Extermin in that middle. He went up that top and helped out Irelia, like you said. He needed that help. Nocturne was there as well. And then he went down the bottom and got kills down there. They picked on Gosu Pepper for a while. They picked on Darian. They just caused problems for those lanes. And, you know, so many times we saw it, certainly in, even at CBIT and afterwards, we saw, say, if there's a really strong top lane or a really strong player, they just pick on him. And it takes them out of the game, takes their stride out, maybe even annoys them, I don't know, just knocks them out of their stride, and it seemed to work very well for them. So really, you know, Existence played a fantastic first game. 10-0-5 for Barbecue there on Cogmore, obviously picking up the triple kill, kind of helped boost his stats a little bit towards the end there, but he did get that Phantom Dancer Infinity Edge completed. Extermin really well played with the AP. He managed to build up, I think he was close to 400 AP near the end of that. Morden, you know, the jungler, Nocturne, 2-0-16, 1-0-16 support. Really just fantastically played, just absolute amazing scores. And how often do you see Oriana, Alex Ich on 0-5-0? That shows how well Existence played, I think.
Yeah, a really strong performance by the Spaniards, and showing that, well, this is just going to get more interesting now. Game 2 will be coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll see if Moscow5 can come back and force us to a third game, or whether Existence can pull off what I guess most people would say as a shock 2-0 and win the EMS Season 9. Don't go anywhere.